Hey guys, what's going on? So, as promised, here is part two to the the beginning of what started off my 35-year prison sentence. So, I left off after the guys jumped me in the elevator, and like I said, the first time I ever saw that guy that ended up dying, he was punching me in my face, looking mean as hell, and I remember thinking like, the hell did I ever do to this guy, you know? And so anyway, we get the elevator doors shut. I go up to my room, go in my room, and I was mad as hell. Real mad because, I just got jumped by three dudes. And I mean, I didn't really get beat up like at all, which is kind of crazy. You would think I would have got beat up, but you couldn't even really tell I'd been in a fight. I think I might have like some bruises on the side of my head or something, but I ain't have no bloody nose or black eyes or nothing like that. But they punched me in my head a couple times. So anyway, I go to work the next morning, and they had the safety meeting. Every Monday they had a safety meeting. And there's a guy up on the stage and walking around with a microphone talking about, accidents at work and whatnot. And he starts talking about people representing our company and saying how people need to, even when we're not at work, we still represent the company of, I won't say the name. You probably Google it if you really care that much. But I worked for them last year again. It's crazy. I had like the lowest employee number on the whole job. Because this was like when they first started out as a company. Well, there used to be two other companies that like merged together, but my employee number is very low because I was one of the first people to ever work for that company. And anyway, the guy was talking about how we need to like not be assholes at the hotel after work. And I knew that he was talking about like us fighting at the hotel. And like I told you, I didn't start that. I wasn't trying to fight them. They brought it to me. But like I said, I wasn't just going to let them punch me in my face and not do nothing about it. So during that safety meeting, them three guys are like over there like laughing and pointing at me and like smiling and taunting me basically, And I was still pretty pissed about it. And the safety meeting wrapped up, and like I walked past them, going out to work that morning. Like as soon as the safety meeting was over, like I said, I don't know why y'all think you're so tough. If it takes three of y'all to beat me up, man, y'all ain't shit. And they said, "Oh yeah, what time you get off work?" I said, "I don't know, man. It's always different. I don't never know when I'm getting off work." And he said, "Well, we'll be waiting on you." And I said, "Really? Y'all want to jump me again?" I said, Go ahead and do that." I said, "I work on the environmental crew, and I got a whole truck full of machetes, and I'll stick one of them machetes down the back of my pants, and the first one of y'all that lays a finger on me, I'll sever your head." And another one, let's see what happened next. I'm trying to think. Anyway, oh yeah, so before I said that, uh, I told the dude Frog, I said, "I'll beat the brakes off you, dude." I said, you can't see me." And that's when the other one was like, "Yeah, what time you get off? We're gonna be waiting for you." I said, "Yeah, you go ahead and do that." And then the third guy, which is actually the guy that ended up dying, he said something, and I was like, "I got something for you too, bro. All y'all can get it." And I went to work, and nothing really happened because that night and probably every night that week I was working them crazy hours, and I didn't get off work till like 3 in the morning. And it wasn't getting back to the hotel till 3:30, 4 o'clock a.m. and I had to be back to work at 6 a.m. And so them guys were long gone by the time I got home from work. The bar was closed down, so nothing really happened. And Emily, she ended up driving back to Michigan. She was in college. She was going to Michigan State University to become a teacher, and she had like one last test left to get whatever certificate she needed. So she left, was gone a couple days, and she came back, and she was on her way back, and she called and she said, "Hey, I'm like 5 minutes, away." She said, "Can you come outside and walk me in so like nobody messes with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll do that." So I throw some clothes on, throw a pair of shorts on and a t-shirt, and run downstairs. She said, "Hey, stop at the bar and grab us a drink." She said, "Get me a vodka and tonic and get you whatever you want." So I said, "All right." So I walk up to the bar. I ordered her a vodka and tonic, what she asked for, and I told the bartender to make me a double shot of Crown Royal and cherry Coke. And so she's making the drinks, and all of a sudden this dude walks up to me, and I had seen this guy at work, and I recognized him because he kind of had an unusual name, and like I still remember his name, but I won't say it. Well, who cares? His name was Catlin, and I always just thought like that's a real weird name. But anyway, the guy he he said, "Hey man, I know you don't know me, but Frog and his boys are over there, man, and they're on some bullshit, and I just overheard them talking. They're fixing to come jump you again." He said, "If I was you, I would just go back up to my room." And I said, "Well, man, I appreciate the heads up, but I don't care if it was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior down here. Like, I'm not running. I'm not running from nobody. If they want to jump me, they can. I got shit going on, man, and I ain't running away. But thank you. Thanks for the heads up." So I pay for the drinks, take the drinks, walk out the door, which coincidentally, or I don't know if that's the right word to use, coincidentally, but it's where everything always went down, right outside that bar. Like, people would go out there and smoke out the door, and there was a sidewalk out there. And so I walk out that door, and I'm walking down the sidewalk to the parking lot, and I heard that same whistle, the same whistle as before. And he was going, "Hey, hey, hey, hey." And, I knew who it was. I would have known who it was even if that dude hadn't come and told me. But so I think to myself, like, well, maybe this guy, like, maybe if I just ignore him, he'll just go away. So I just pretend like I didn't even hear him and just kept walking. Well, he runs around me on the sidewalk, and he gets off the sidewalk, off in the grass, and like runs around me, and then gets back on the sidewalk and like pokes his chest out. And the dude only come up to like right here or something. He was a little short, sawed off, stocky dude, and but he thought he was bad as hell. But anyway, he like puffed his chest out and like blocked my way, and I just looked at him. I said, "What, man?" He said, "You got my drinks." And I was just like, "What?" Like I was real shocked by him saying that, and I didn't really know what to say to it. I was just like, and he said, he said again, he said, "You got my drinks." And I said, "I don't think I do." And he looked at me, he said, "Yeah, I think you do." So I said, "All right." I knew where this was headed, and I just turned around, turned my back to him, and like placed the drinks down on the sidewalk. And while I had my back turned, dude started hooking off. Like he's like punching me in the back, but I never even spilt the drinks, man. Like I set those drinks down, and like dude's like fired off on me, but from behind. And I set some drinks down, and I just turned around and I beat the dog shit out that dude. Um, I said on one of the earlier interviews I did, I said I Mortal Kombated that dude, and I mean that was exactly what it was like. Like I'm like doing like the squat down uppercut, boom, like just throwing all my power into it, and this dude's literally, I lifted his ass up off the ground, and he just comes down and lands face, straight down on his back, not face down, but so after me doing that to him like twice, just laying his ass flat on his back, I feel like I get punched in the back of the head. And I turned around and there's all his people, looking mean as hell. And I knew I couldn't beat all of them up. And I just said, look, man, I know y'all don't want to see your friend get beat up, but I ain't asked to fight him. He followed me out here. I just want to be left alone. And I said, if you don't want to see me beat his ass, why don't you get him and get him the hell away from me? Like I don't want to beat his ass like he's making me do it. I don't want to fight you or you or you or you or none of y'all. And so I remember one of them was like, well, Frog, he's kind of got a point, and he's whooping your ass. And I guess, Frog didn't like hearing somebody say I was beating his ass. And so he throws his arms out to the side. He said, I don't care. Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. And he's just going like this, like telling me to hit him in the face. And I said, look, Gerard, just get away from me. Like, I don't want to hit you. And I was going to let him live, like seriously, when I say I didn't want no problems with nobody, like I'm dead ass serious. I wasn't trying to fight nobody. And about that time, Emily comes walking up out of the parking lot. I guess, she was wondering where the hell I was at because I told her I'd meet her out there, So she comes walking up and she sees me with no shirt on and like out of breath because I just beat the shit out of this dude. And, she could tell, and she could see dude was beat up. So she said, oh my God, not these guys again. And she said, I know like Joe edited that part, the first interview I did. I said what she said, but he edited it out. But she said something and like she wasn't really serious about it. But that's exactly what ended up, you know what I mean? Like I know I never dreamed in a million years that anything like that was going to happen. And I know she didn't either. But she said, why don't you just end this, get this over with? So Frog heard her say that, and he's like, what you say, bitch? He said, I'll slap the shit out of you. So he starts going towards her, and like he was about to slap her. And I was like, no, hell no. I tried to let him live, but like once he acted like he was about to smack Emily and charging over there towards her, I started giving him the business again. I wasn't going to let that happen. So when I did that, all of his boys, like his little brother was there that time, and I remember he came running, and dude just like Goldberg speared me, and his shoulder just hit me right in the side, and the dude was running fast as hell. And I remember for 2-3 weeks after this, my whole side, like from my knee to my rib cage, like to my armpit, was black. Like it turned the whole side of my body black. Then it turned purple and green and yellow, and it was a real gnarly ass bruise I had from that. But his little brother came in, knocked me off of him, and then before I knew it, I was like stretched out on the ground, and like one dude had this arm, one dude had this arm, one dude had one leg, the other dude had another leg. And they're like holding me down. And now all of a sudden, Frog is a tough guy, badass again. And so he comes in, he's trying to punch me in my face. And I don't know if it was the adrenaline or what, because like I wasn't the real big, I was a small dude, I was real skinny. Everybody at my work, that's what they used to call me, skinny. At work, I ain't skinny no more, but at that time I was about 155 pounds and 6'2". So I was thin. But somehow, I don't know if it was just adrenaline or what, I wasn't trying to get punched in the face, but I ripped my arms free of the dudes that were holding my arms. They still had my legs held down, but I got my arms free, and I grabbed Frog by his wrists, and he's trying to punch me in the face, and I'm holding his hand, I'm holding his wrist, and I'm not letting him punch me. And he says, "I don't give a fuck. I'll bite your nose off." And he like reaches in and he tries to bite my nose. And about that time, Emily busted out with some pepper spray. Now, she had told me that her boss at the Deja Vu back in Lansing had given her that pepper spray. But I don't know if that's true or not. I always kind of, like looking back, like I kind of suspected that, after that lady Peggy beat her up, that she was scared. And she like went to the PX store, the whatever, Army surplus, and maybe bought that because she was scared of Peggy. But I don't know. That's just me surmising. But anyway, she had pepper spray, and she pulled that pepper spray out and sprayed dude right in his face. Well, he was in my face trying to bite my nose off, so our faces was right together. But when she sprayed him with that shit, it blinded me. It bounced off his face and went into my eyes too. And like as soon as she did that, everybody just scattered. Like the dudes that was holding me down, like they was out of there. And so the next thing I know, like the bartender comes out, and like she had a glass of, like I couldn't see, I'm blinded, and the bartender come out with a glass of water, and I'm like pouring it in my eyes, trying to get to where I could see again. And I had to like feel the wall, and feel my way to the elevator and get in that elevator to get back to my room. I go and feel the wall, and get to my room. Emily's telling me which one's our room. So like I finally got in our room and washing my eyes out in there. And now probably shouldn't tell this, but there's all kinds of stuff I shouldn't tell. Like I had some weed, man. I ain't wasn't supposed to be, supposed to be having clean piss, but I had gotten some weed, and I like rolled me up a joint, and I was just getting ready to light that joint. Like I just got to where I could barely see, and rolled me up a joint, was about to smoke it, about to light it up, and I hear boom, 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 knock on the door. I looked at Emily like, oh shit, that sounds like the cops. I said, that's either the cops or them dudes found out what room we're in, and they want to fight. They want some more sauce. So I hide the weed, and go to the door, and knowing what I know now about that county in New Jersey, man, I seen a dude get 7 years in that county for having an Ambien pill. Like they'd have smoked me. This one dude, he got 7 years in prison for, well, I mean, it wasn't just possession, it was a sale. Like he had sold a quarter ounce of weed to somebody and got 7 years for it. But anyway, I go to the door, and it was the cops. And I know that the interview I just did on the Chad Marks, that blood on the razor wire, there was this clown ass dude on there. He was mad. I know what it was. He was like, he did an interview too on Chad Marks' show, and the dude was a straight duck. And everybody in the comments was telling him and was saying it like, Chad, what are you doing? What are you doing with this dude? Like, this dude's a weirdo. And he was mad because everybody from my interviews, there was a couple people that had some slick shit to say, but for the vast majority of people had good things to say about me. And this guy didn't like it, so he's like, he basically accused me of being a snitch for this. But yeah, the cops come to the door. They said, Jacob, and I said, yeah. And they said, we heard about what happened to you. We just need to make sure you're okay. And no, first they said, can we come in? And I knew I had like weed in that room, and I knew they didn't have no warrant or nothing like that. I said, actually, I'd rather come out there, if you don't mind. And they said, all right. So I come out in the hallway, and they said, we heard about what happened to you. We just need to make sure you're okay. And I said, well, I wasn't going to call the cops, but since y'all are here, like, hell no, I ain't okay. I'm mad as hell. I said, I didn't come out here to get drunk and pick fights and, raise hell. I come out here for one reason only, and that's to work, get my paycheck, and go to the house and be left alone. And I can't do that. So I just fought 5 dudes tonight. Like the first time I fought 3 of them. Tonight I fought 5 of them. Like, what, I gotta fight 10 of these motherfuckers next? And this is what the police told me, like verbatim. They said, well, unfortunately, in the state of New Jersey, it's not even a crime to fight, so like we can't do nothing about it. And I mean, I wasn't saying like I wanted them dudes to go to jail over it, but I was just like, I kind of just really wanted it on record because I knew that shit wasn't going to end well. I was like, I'm not gonna let these people beat me up, man. Like you know what I mean? Like, I will protect myself, and if it took me bashing somebody in the face with a baseball bat, you know what I mean? Like, I would have done that. Like, and when I told them that I would chop their head off, like, I wasn't lying. Like, if they would have come run up on me, a group of them dudes would run up on me like that, I'd start swinging that machete. Because, all I did was ask who this dude was. And now these dudes want to fight me all the time and start shit. Like, I don't know. It's just a messed up situation. I'm just trying to tell you all the truth of the matter. Like, I didn't want to chop nobody's damn head off, but if it was either me get beat up or, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, that is, when you punch people in the head, that can kill them. I'm living damn proof of that. Like, yeah, I kicked the dude or whatever, but shit can happen, and I wasn't trying to be no victim. But but yeah, the police told me, like, yeah, unless they used a weapon on you or you were seriously injured or we personally witnessed the attack, we can't do nothing about it. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I didn't press the issue. I was like, yeah, whatever. Well, the cops don't give a shit. So I got a newspaper and I looked for houses for rent, and I went found a house in Port Jervis, New York, and I rented the first house. Like I called about, she was like 1,500 down, 1,500 a month, so I had to go take her like $3,000 to move in this house, and I did that. And I was in that house about a month before the next and final altercation happened that led to the me being charged with homicide and being charged with YouTube's all weird about these words. Somebody told me I shouldn't put deadly in the title of the video and all that, and you can't say murder, you gotta say unalived, and I don't know, this shit's weird. But anyway, so I don't know if I should break this down. Yeah, I might as well. I'll stop this video. I'll upload this one. Then if y'all want to hear part 3, the final chapter, we'll do that one. But for now, I'm going to upload this and see what happens. I only need like 120 or 130 more hours before I could get monetized. But I'm sure I ain't never really going to make no money. To make $1,000, you got to have 1 million views. And I don't see me ever getting 1 million views. But, I'm more or less just doing this to tell the story and spread the message and hopefully save somebody from going through what I went through. But yeah, and I need to go get my motorcycle. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Y'all want to hear part 3? I'm sure there's some people that want to hear it, but I'll upload that one. Next, I might even get to it today. Who knows? But yeah, I'll be in touch, you guys. Hope everybody has a good weekend, safe weekend. Enjoy your freedom and be thankful for what you got, because there's a lot of people. There's innocent people sitting in jail right now that got their lives taken away that will never have the opportunity to do what you guys can do. I mean, to hell, there might be some people sitting in prison watching this video right now, for all I know. But yeah, to everybody that's out in the free world, like enjoy your freedom, and you know, like count your blessings, man, because I've been through some rough times, and it's really hard. It's really hard for me to like get down and depressed because all I got to do is just think back to Trenton State Prison. But I'll talk to y'all soon.